What's up everyone, Charlie here. I'm going to show you how you can work with some market data pretty easily. Get into a Discord server, monitor things in real time to basically check for conditionals that are profitable or things that you like to trade that works for your trading strategy, whatever. The possibilities are endless and it's pretty easy to do. So, if you want to make your own server, very easy to do that. Obviously, you just go to Discord and there's a create server button near the bottom. There's a little plus sign, add a server. You create my own, add, for me and my friends, give it a name, and it'll look like this. And then you just take your channels. We've named the category here Technical Signals, and we have one channel so far. We've named it OSOB RSI Minutes because we're going to be searching or scanning for the RSI on the minute time frame, and we're going to be using this channel as basically a repository to store this data conditional in real time. So we're actually going to make more channels, because we will need the hour RSI, and we'll need a webhook for each channel. So after you make the channel, you want to go to integrations, create webhook. I like to name mine what the feed is. So in this case, it would be OS or oversold / overbought RSI hour. And then you take this webhook URL, and in good practice, you would want to obviously keep this in a env file with your keys so that nobody can see it. But for the sake of this video, I'm just going to keep it in the main file, but it's not recommended that you do that in practice. So this is just for demonstration. So obviously we're just going to say RSI minute is this, and if this was an env, we would basically just take the same thing, and instead of putting it here, we would put it in a .env file without the quotes. It would look like this. And we put it there, and then we would just import it here using the OS module. But for now, again, for demonstration, I'll just put it here. So we're going to need like 5 of these. We need the minutes, we need the hour, we need the day, we need the week, and the month. We have I think we just got the hour. We have the hour, we have the minute already. I'll take the minute as well, and I'll paste that here. So now we just need to get the day, the week, and the month as far as webhooks. And very easily done. Let's take this and we'll say day, make a quick webhook, oversold, overbought, RSI day. A little tedious, I know. We need 5 of them, and you can do this automatically with the Discord API, which I do have functions that can do that as well in this kit. Pip install fudstop is the name of the package, and I'll be showing you how to use it. So we have 3 out of 5. We just need 2 more. The week, and basically the RSI. We're going to be looking for RSI values of 30 or lower, or 70 or higher, oversold or overbought. Oversold, overbought, week. And last but not least, the month. And that's all there is to it. We have our repositories basically set up. So oversold, overbought, month, RSI month. And we're done with that shit. Okay, so we have all of the webhooks made. So now what we can do is just say we'll import our modules. So asyncio, we'll need that for async. We're going to be doing all of this asynchronously. We're going to need the fudstop packages. So we'll need Polygon async. We'll need the base async model. We'll need the options model. We will need Webull trading SDK. We will need Webull options as well. And we will define all of these as such. We will say poly for Polygon, opens all those functions up to us. Then we have ops for Polygon options. For Webull trading, we'll do WT. And then for Webull options, we'll do WO. And now we have all of these SDK kits to use at our disposal. This needs to be polygon options. And where we can start now is we'll just define a main function just to test this out. And we will just pass in a ticker and a time span. And the time span options are going to be, we have minute, hour, day, week, month. And there is also quarter and year, but for this example, we're just going to use these 5. And to get the RSI, we simply do RSI equals await poly.rsi. And then we pass in a ticker and a time span. And to get the value, it's as simple as RSI value is RSI dot, because everything in this library is dot notation. And from here, we just basically zero that off, and we're good to go. If RSI value is not none, return RSI value. And that should do it. So now all we gotta do to test this out is just say syncio.run. We'll pass in Microsoft, and the time span we'll test out will be the hour. See what we get back here. We got none back. No module named Weeble.Weeble Trading. I think that's something I need to fix in this package. So we will not use the Weeble options one for now. I don't think we even needed it for this example. Okay, so we got no errors. Perfect. So now we just need to make sure that we're getting the value. So let's just print this real quick just to make sure that it actually is being returned. Okay, so we are getting the value back, which is 66.34 on the hour. So it works. So now what we're going to do is we're going to introduce another function here called async def run main. And then this one takes no arguments. We're just going to say tasks equals and then main I for I in. And then we're going to do poly.get. Actually, no, we're gonna pass in the list of tickers. So we're gonna need a list of most active tickers. So let's import that from list sets ticker list import most active tickers. Now we'll just pass that in. So basically, what we're doing now is we're looping through this whole list of tickers, and we're gonna run them all through this RSI function to get the latest value for each one, which we can then utilize as our scanner and relay everything to Discord. So we'll need to do await syncio.gather tasks and then run this, and we should start getting a lot of values back. So let's see what happens. I will zoom in. Oh, I need to pass the time span. So I will be the ticker, obviously, and then time span for I for time span and time spans for I in most active tickers. Then we got to do time spans because we're going to want to pass in all of them. So minute, day, hour, week, month. And this should do it, I believe. So now we're looping through not only the tickers, but the time spans as well. Okay, so you see all of these values coming through now in rapid succession on the screen. This is all of the RSI values concurrently being gathered throughout the different time spans in that giant list of tickers. So we need to account for this type error because every now and then there's likely going to be a none value. So to account for this, we're going to do this. If RSI.RSI value is not none and the length of RSI.RSI value is greater than or equal to 0, then we'll return this shit. And now it shouldn't throw that error. But you saw how fast that was doing it, Ro. I mean, that was pretty quick. We just want to get one whole run through this thing without any errors before we can put it. Oh, was that it? No errors? That was quick. Okay, so the most active tickers list, I mean, you saw it printed out on the terminal here before all this stuff. Like when you run the script at the start, you'll see the list of tickers. I'll show you real quick. Right here. So these are the most active tickers right here. It's about 250, I believe. Pretty close to that. 185 to 250, something like that. But it's all relevant tickers. And I've added a few more in there as well that the group, wants to keep an eye on, like some of the Chinese stocks and things like that. But, that was quick processing. So now we know that it works. We're going to do this. We're going to do while true. We're going to do this. So now it's going to run indefinitely. Or really, I mean, we could put the while true loop right here. And it's the same thing. And we'll see if we can get a nice loop going. And there you go. We have a scanner now. So all we got to do now is the last piece and connect it to Discord. So there's our values there, printing in the terminal right there. Very, very quickly. And currently running through all of the different time spans, time frames on this list of tickers. And from here, it's all about processing. So instead of returning this now, we can start doing checks. So if it's not none, now we can do checks. So if RSI value is less than or equal to 30, or RSI value is greater than or equal to 70, we could do work. But that's actually not the right statement. So we're going to do this, I guess, in simple terms. So we'll just do it for each time span, just to be simple about it. So if the RSI value is less than or equal to 30, and the time span is the minute, then we're going to go ahead and call that webhook that's relevant to the minute. So we do this. We say webhook is async Discord webhook, and we'll need to import this. So from Discord webhook, import async Discord webhook, and then we'll also need the Discord embed module as well, or the class, I mean. And then all you do here is you pass in the webhooks that we defined up here. So we'll do RSI minute for this one, and then essentially you can just copy this and paste it 4 more times. This is what you would do if you're beginning. There's obviously more efficient ways to do this, but just for demonstration, keep it simple. So instead of this, you would do RSI hour. People that are just now starting, this could help kind of spell everything out more clearly instead of doing more Pythonic way and looping through everything, and less is more, But when you're beginning, sometimes more is a good thing. So minute, hour, day, month, week. So you can clearly see all these. Essentially what they're doing is we're checking the RSI on the minute, on the hour, on the day, on the month, on the week, for whatever ticker happens to be coming through this this function here, which again is a long list of tickers in a infinite loop, checking all time spans. So that's the oversold side. So to do the same thing for the overbought, instead of less than or equal to 30, we would just do Control F, greater than or equal to 70, and then replace 1, 2, 3, 4, and we just need one more right here. Same thing, because regardless, they're going to the same channel. So this is where you can also utilize another tool set from this library here. So we'll do from list sets.dictionaries, import hex colors, and then for the oversold, we can do this. Color equals hex color dict green. So if it's oversold, we're going to signify that it's green. And so we don't have to repeat this every time. Let's do this. value is greater than or equal to 70. Color is going to be red, signifying that it's overbought. And then if it's not any of those, the color is going to be gray. So if it's not less than 30 or greater than 70, if it falls somewhere in between there, it's going to be gray. Otherwise, it'll be green if it's oversold, red if it's overbought. And so we have our webhooks defined for all of them. Last thing we have to do is just make a simple embed. So embed is Discord embed. We can actually do this up here. We can also define like a status right here. We could say status is oversold, and then for 70 we do status is overbought. And then in the embed we could say title is RSI, put the ticker, we'll put the time span, and we'll keep it simple for this example. Is time span? Oh, whoops, I spelled that wrong. Time span, not Tim span. Tim span. That's funny. Time span. Okay, so time span, not Tim span. So we have the embed title defined now. It's going to dynamically change based on what the ticker is, what the time span is. For the description, we'll just do this. We'll wrap it in Python Markdown. Move this over real quick. And basically, what we can do now is just put the RSI for ticker is RSI. It is currently trading oversold, or status rather. And that's it. We just keep it that simple. And then, you know, if we wanted to add in a fancy logo, we could do a logo easily just by doing, you know, logo equals await poly.logo, and then pass in the ticker, and now we have the logo. And we could easily do embed.add embed field, or I'm sorry, set image, or set thumbnail rather, logo, set thumbnail. Do a footer, embed dot set footer. Text is going to be status, or let's do ticker status RSI. And then we, you know, obviously separate it with the pipes right here. That way later on, if we want to like insert it into a database or something, it's real easy to work with. So looks, I mean, good and bad. You know, people that are, you know, Python probably scratching their heads right now looking at all this code for such a simple thing. But if you're new, this can really help you visualize, you know, what you're trying to do here. This is actually backwards, so it's like that. And then all you have to do now is just add the embed. So we do webhook.add embed. Then we can just paste that. And then now, basically, just await it. Await webhook.execute. So if it's lower than 30 on the minute, it's going to execute the webhook with the embed that we just created up here to the appropriate webhook channel in Discord. So we'll just copy this again, just like this, and then we're done. We'll run this and see what happens. I mean, very logical, very simple, laid out, very logical. Let's see if it works. I don't see any errors yet. Still thinking. Oh. Oh, okay, hold on. There's an error with the status here. So we never use the color, so we should probably, color is color. Status, if it's not oversold, we need to give it a status. So we'll do neutral if it's not oversold or overbought. So that's why it threw an error. So let's go back and see if we start getting some feeds. So it should be red if it's overbought, green if it's oversold. We should have the ticker logo on here. Let's see what happens. Only other thing I could think that could maybe go wrong is I may have spelt gray wrong. Instead of AY, I put EY. So we'll have to wait and see. Okay, so none type. So the RSI is actually none. So, okay. If RSI is not none, we'll just tab all this over, run it again. I don't think it looks alright. Oh, we got a feed. Hey! Sweet. Alright, yeah, another coming in. Sweet. Okay, so there is a problem though, because we don't want the gray ones. We only want the green. So it shouldn't be executing it unless it's above 70 or below 30. So we actually... we should set, instead of doing a neutral color, we should set color to none. And then right here, before we do the embed, we'll do if color is not none, meaning it has to be either one of these two, then it will trigger. So this could solve the problem. But yeah, I mean, how about that? There is another issue though in the footer. The footer had a problem. Oh, it's because I put RSI. It needs to be RSI value. And there you have it. You have a RSI scanner for all 5 time frames that we just looked at. Minute, hour, day, week, and month. And this should resolve here and get a nicer footer output. Oh, there's another one in the description also. I need to put the RSI value in the description too. RSI value. And this is all, you know, async. You know, pretty simple stuff, really. We shouldn't see these object references anymore once this gets going. Oh yeah, I mean, even with the uncooperation from, you know, some of the stuff that I just tried to do, I mean, we're at under 25 minutes right now. We have working feeds going. Did it stop? Go ahead and end all these. Let's try it again. Is it in the loop? It's in the loop. I probably should do a while true here, not in the task loop here. I should probably do this way instead. I'm gonna refresh everything so I can just see, you know, if any feeds come in, I'll know which channel. So far, nothing in the month. Must not have made it to the month yet. Oh, there they are. All right, so okay, perfect. Just green and red. There's no gray, so now we know it's going to be either oversold or overbought. So hour, everything's overbought. On the day, everything's overbought. On the week, mix. Why isn't the month working? Did we misspell it? What's going on with that? Minute, hour, month. Month. It's everything looks right. Minute, day, hour, week, month. Yeah, it's all there. AMC. Yeah, there you go, man. I mean, under 30 minutes, you have working RSI feeds, and a data repository essentially, which is Discord. So now, like, if I wanted to get notified on my phone, easily done. Just go to user settings, set notifications. Every time you get a ping for the day, it'll let you know, and then you can set up obviously more things in your script to like sleep timers, things like that, so you're not constantly running checks, but you can maybe ping it every so often. But anyways, pretty cool stuff.